Hello. As a big fan of Mortal Kombat since my childhood, I was playing from the 6 years old, and one of the first games for me was first Mortal Kombat of 1992. As a big fan of this universe, of this franchise, also movie, different screen adaptations of this. I wanna say my opinion about Mortal Kombat in general and what's happening now to this franchise. The most qualitative, soulful, spiritful, atmospheric and best screen adaptation of Mortal Kombat, it's actually not the first movie for me. It's a TV series called Mortal Kombat Conquest. It's a TV series. It has 21 or 22 series, and actually, if rate by quality and atmosphere, it's best MK screen adaptation. Very big amount of characters, of old school characters, and very colorful. Very colorful, representation of these characters. Anyway, if what about game? Mortal Kombat became very awesome and very popular because it was made with a soul, with enthusiasm. Actually, I always say that everything which made with passion, with enthusiasm, with a true wish, with a with the soul, it will be gorgeous. It will be brilliant. You put in your soul with effort to make something awesome, it always will pay off. So first Mortal Kombat was okay for its time, and actually entertaining. Second Mortal Kombat was even technically, mechanically, it was much better with some new fighters, but slightly different atmosphere. And the third one, we all know, it was best technically, and again with a little bit different atmosphere, but and it was lack of some loved old characters, and then they solved it with improving Mortal Kombat 3 into Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, and they have add old characters which were requested by fans. So, and then in some time came out Mortal Kombat trilogy, which was like a compilation of all old school characters in one, and with Mortal Kombat 3 physics and mechanics, and even with playable bosses like Shao Kahn, Kintaro Goro, and Motaro, and also with Raiden, Johnny Cage, Baraka, Human Smoke, which were absent in UMK3. So this is the gold era of Mortal Kombat. Golden. And you know, people get to love this game because it was very atmospheric, very mechanically awesome on that time, on that level. Actually, in Mortal Kombat 3, for the first time appeared good enough combo system with juggle combos and some interesting stuff you can explore. Anyway, then Mortal Kombat drifted some weird way to the 3G and stuff. I'm not gonna talk about the whole history of the Mortal Kombat, but I want to say that after many turbid, doubtable years in 3D, excuse me, yes, I said 3D, like Mortal Kombat Deception, Deadly Alliance, and others, Armageddon, they realized that this is the wrong way for the fighting which has projectiles. So, you know, fighting with projectiles cannot be 3D. It's defining factor, because in 3D space you can easily avoid projectiles. This is what makes fighting with projectiles 2D, and fighting without projectiles like Tekken or Doa, there is just a contact of punches and kicks and wrestle, so there are no need to be 2D, so they can be 3D, and has its has its benefits and minuses. Anyway, developers realized that after those 3D experiments that it's not for Mortal Kombat, they back to the initial formula and made MK9, and it was actually very similar to Mortal Kombat trilogy, with kind of similar mechanics, similar roster, and even like partially similar atmosphere, like old school atmosphere. So we can see the result of this. I mean, MK9 was like an explosion again of hype, and like millions of people get back to the Mortal Kombat from their childhood, and it was huge success. Then they made Mortal Kombat X, and it was again like drifted sideways from the right way, actually from the right path. It was like they tried to stay partially old school, but they again brought very different spirit, and even changed mechanics to the game. And you know, since MK9 was very success, MKX, like people were expecting something good, as good as MK9 or even better, so they bought the game. It's not surprising, because they were treated by MK9 before, right before. So, but actually, some significant number of people, I believe, already was feeling that it's like it seems good, but at the same time it seems like different and not that enjoyable as MK9. But everyone, including me, was like playing that game. And now when they, I was very curious about what they're gonna do next. I mean, how they gonna do the next game, in which way. Will they back again to the old school, but improve it? This is stupid thing when people thinks like if back to the old school it means like boring because it's already was seen. No, this is very stupid, limited point of view. You can improve. You can stay with old school, but improve in that style. It's definitely, absolutely possible. So I'm creative person, and I can imagine easily how I could improve something staying in old school. It's not difficult for creative people, inventive people. So anyway, I was very curious which way they will move, and they decided to make new Mortal Kombat game based on Injustice, because Mortal Kombat 11 is just an Injustice, just kinda modified Injustice with Mortal Kombat characters, nothing else. So that's like a spit actually to the face of all true real fans and old school fans of Mortal Kombat. We actually which the game raised up, and developers raised up and got money and become rich because of old fans. It's a spit to the face, because like Keno spits, because it's nothing left old school in Mortal Kombat 11. It's nothing. It's not even close to the initial spirit, initial atmosphere. Its mechanics are garbage, like mechanics of Injustice. I mean, actually, by the way, that dumb earthquake during every hit, like screen rumbles like fucking retarded every time you hit. It made because when screen shaking, it means you're powerful. It means like you made a very powerful kick or very powerful move. So screen got a shaking and wow. But first it shakes too much, and second it hinders to see what's going on at the screen in detail. I mean, it's hurt eyes. Damn, this is so fucking cheap. It's the same thing when, you know, when developers make the same effect in racing, when you know, if you use behind camera, outside camera, and you see your vehicle, when you go in fast, camera starts shakes like this, like to make what? To make you feel, oh, it's so fast. So the same thing, they trying to make it very badass. You punch, it shakes like this, like this, you know. Every time I hit, like punch, kick, exact the same way. So no atmosphere, no good mechanics, no personality. Completely killed, murdered personality of Mortal Kombat. Why? Because it was the easier way to make new game. They just don't give a shit anymore, you know, to make something true, something passionate. It's all about commercial, about money. Like all the way, nothing more, nothing else. I mean, it's actually the very you know, natural for nowadays. Be selfish and care only about benefit, profit, you know, and doesn't care, not being care about making something worthy. I just want to say, it's just a message for MK fans, and maybe for the developers. But if they decided to do that, I mean, to move that way, I'm not sure I can change their mind. But anyway, everybody sitting in their warm, on their asses on the warm seat, if you know what I mean. And nobody wants to make effort, to do effort. Why? If I get money enough even for shit, you know, I say it's about everything, about movies. Remember movies, like recall movies of the 90s. Remember cartoons, even like Matrix, Terminator, Mortal Kombat. Actually, who doesn't know Mortal Kombat Conquest TV series? I recommend it you extremely. If you MK fan, true MK fan, watch it. It's the best screen adaptation. And actually, I have it. Excuse me, on CD. So I don't know. I just very sad that you know, some very valuable, very worthy things like dying, and everything turns into corruption and commercial interest. This is fucked up. So I don't know. I'm very disappointed, and very disappointed in developers, in game, but I'm still would glad to see some old school formula Mortal Kombat, but improved. If they don't know how to improve, they lack of brain. suddenly, somehow, they fucked up their brains and their hearts, their conscience, with money, with the corruption. I can help, because I'm very creative. I can, suggest a lot of ideas, at the same time staying in the old school, in the soul, so that's it. I don't know, what do you think, guys? Tell me your opinion. So have a good day.